Hello friends, myself Sumit Malpre. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about SpringDoc and OpenAPI. So in this video we'll learn about SpringDoc and OpenAPI, which we will be using in our Spring Boot application. So what is exactly a SpringDoc? SpringDoc is a library basically that helps to integrate Swagger UI and OpenAPI 3 into our Spring Boot applications. In simple terms, it automatically generates API documentation for all of our REST endpoints. That means instead of manually you writing the API documentation, one can basically what it will do, SpringDoc will scan our controllers and it will create the documentation for us. It also provides a beautiful web interface called Swagger UI where we can view all the available APIs, then see the request response models, input parameters for those endpoints, and you can also execute the APIs directly from the browser itself. This is extremely useful for developers, testers, and even clients who want to understand and test the APIs. Like in an industry, you have to integrate multiple applications, right? So you have to expose your APIs. So this is the best way to give the documentation of your APIs. So to summarize, Spring Boot integrates Swagger UI and OpenAPI into Spring Boot and automatically generates the interactive API documentation. So coming to second slide, how to set up and test it, right? So if you are using Maven project, right, then you just need to add this dependency, SpringDoc OpenAPI starter web MVC UI. Again, dependency might differ based on your Spring Boot version. For latest, this is the dependency which you need to add. And if you are using Gradle, then you have to use build add this dependency into your build.gradle. And once this dependency is added, right, then you just need to restart the application and SpringDoc automatically generates the OpenAPI specification. So how to access that documentation? So one can, if it is a JSON documentation, if you want to see, which is generally for application consumption, you can access it by your application where it is running. In my case, it will be running on 8080 port, so just postfix with B3 API docs. And for Swagger UI, which is the interactive documentation, you can visit by Swagger UI index.html. I already created one of my project POC. So I already added dependency. I'll just uncomment that and will show you. So this is the dependency which I just showed in the slide. Let's uncomment this, save it. Let me rerun the application. So as you can see, its application is started on port number 8080. So let's go to the browser. So earlier it was giving like this. So this is not something like readable, right, if you are sharing with other developers or testers. So what we will do, like we will go to localhost 8080 v3 API docs. So here it gives you the JSON representation, and in nice fancy UI if you want to see, you can just hit localhost 8080 Swagger UI index.html, like I mentioned in my slide. So like here you can see it also gives your JSON documentation link as well. This is one of the controller. Then what are my schemas, DTO, everything. Like if you want to execute, you can try it out here also. If you click on execute, it's like basically replaces your Postman or Insomnia, whatever client you are using. Thank you all. Please do like and subscribe for such content.